If you finished pelvic radiation and you're using dilators, but you still have pelvic floor tightness, pain that feels really deep or on the sides, or you're having a narrowing of the tissues, a pelvic wand can be a great add-on to that dilator work that you're already doing. I'm Dr. Alex Hill. I'm a board-certified pelvic health and oncology physical therapist. In this video, I'll walk you through how to use a pelvic wand after radiation therapy treatment to address that fibrosis. Make sure you subscribe for more videos on cancer survivorship recovery. Pelvic wands can be a great part of your home program in addition to your dilators to address that radiation fibrosis, tissue tightness, and pain that can occur after radiation therapy. Now, while dilators are the standard of care and they're great for maintaining the vaginal length, decreasing pain and sensitivity, and working on circumferential mobility, fibrosis within the pelvis can impact this whole area where the dilators may not be able to reach. And so that's where the pelvic wand can come into play, because it can address the sides of the pelvis and really deep to maybe areas that the dilators can't reach to. Although these are very handy tools, you don't want to use them alone. They should always be used with dilators. Check with your care team first before starting pelvic wands and dilators, since timing can vary significantly depending on your specific treatment and tissue healing. And don't use these if you have any open skin or tissue breakdown, active infection, excessive bleeding, or unhealed radiation-related tissue changes in that area. All right, let's go through how to use a pelvic wand. First, you're going to wash your hands and wash both ends of the pelvic wand. You can use warm water and soap and make sure that it's dried before you use it. You always want to wash it before and after you use it to maintain cleanliness. You'll want to make sure you're in a quiet, comfortable, and private space where you can relax during the session. Then it may be helpful to lie with pillows or a wedge under your upper body so you're semi-reclined. It's going to make it easier to reach, and also use pillows to support your legs. You're going to apply a generous amount of water-based lubricant to the pelvic wand, and that's going to help with reducing friction and facilitating a smooth insertion. So I'm going to demonstrate this a couple different ways. So this would be if I'm using this on myself. And so once you have the lubricant applied, you're going to gently guide it to the vaginal opening and you're going to insert it down. So I'll rotate the model so you can see the angle. So it's going to be the larger end angled downward. And as you can see, it's not going to be going in very far because of the pubic bone that blocks it. So if you're nervous about it going too deep, don't worry about that. But once you have it comfortably inserted, then you're going to gently rotate it and you're going to just gently explore the pelvic tissues and see where you find any tension or discomfort. You want to avoid going straight back at 6 o'clock, because as you can see here, that's going to be the tailbone, and that's not going to be very comfortable if you go directly on the tailbone. So avoid 6 o'clock going straight down. You're going to be going slightly to the side, and you're going to just gently press and explore to see where you find any of that tension. And once you find an area that is tense or uncomfortable, you're going to gently press down into that area. So if we're going from this direction, you're tilting it down towards the bed that you're lying on to get enough pressure to find that area and to work on it. You can stay there for about a minute, and then as that starts to release, it starts to feel a little bit better. Then you're going to rotate the wand and you're going to find another area. You can play around with the depth of the wand to see where you need to work on those areas. And you're just going to keep rotating, so you're going to come a little bit more to the side. And same thing, once you find the area that's tight, hold that pressure for about a minute. And then you're then going to go to the other side, and you're just going to repeat everything that you just did and slowly work your way up the side of the pelvis to where you're having any of that tension. Now, with the radiation fibrosis, it's typically going to be impacting multiple areas. It's just not one specific spot like a trigger point. So what's helpful to do is once it's inserted, once you find the tight areas, you can gently and slowly sweep in a small movement and work on that fibrotic tissue. You can hang out in a particular area for 30 to 60 seconds. You may need to keep it a shorter time as you're initially starting out. But this is sweeping is, again, going to really work on that radiation fibrosis on the sides of the pelvic floor where that dilator just isn't quite able to get to because of that straight dilator design. So as you're working on those different areas, you want to make sure that you're doing some deep breathing, you're relaxing the pelvic floor muscles, your legs are relaxed. The more you can let go of those muscles and breathe through any discomfort that you might have, it's going to make this a lot easier and a lot more comfortable. Now, you should not have any significant pain or sharp pain when you do this. Little discomfort's okay because we're working on tight tissues. But again, you should not have pain when you do this. Really focus on the breathing and relaxing the pelvic floor. So when you remove it, you're going to just slowly, gently remove it back, kind of reverse the way that you had inserted it, and then you're going to clean up. So you'll wash it again, warm water, soap, make sure it's dry, and then place it away until the next time you work on it. The total time you spend can be 5 to 20 minutes, but that includes the time that you also use with your dilators. So if you're doing 10 minutes with the dilators, then 5 to 10 minutes with the pelvic wand. Now, it's important to be consistent over months, even the first year or two after radiation therapy. It's not just a single session because those radiation changes can continue months after your radiation therapy ends. If you experience new or worsening bleeding, discharge, or pain that does not ease, stop and contact your care team. This is a slow, progressive process, and that's normal for radiated tissue. Working with a pelvic health PT or OT who has specific oncology training can be really helpful in guiding you on your journey, and I'll include links in the description below to help you find one near you. If this video was helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel for more cancer survivorship content, and share this with someone who needs it.